Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show. Now, I've told you before in several videos that there is no black on black crime problem. There is no massive incarceration, because once you start looking at the actual numbers, it's so tiny. And the thing is, the way they use demographics is that they try and say, well, per capita there's a lot. But the thing is, the black population is so tiny that just a few hundred people can skew the per capita rate to make it look like, that, black people are suffering so tremendously. I keep saying, when you use per capita, 80% of black people are middle class and up. That's starting from lower middle class all the way up until, nosebleed section, billionaire, what have you, right? So, 80% of all black people are middle class. Hands down, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. So, black people are not broke. Black people are not unemployed. Black people are not poor. Now, I said all of that to finally come in to say this. Once I looked at the numbers, there is not an epidemic of single mothers in the black population. You ready for this? All single moms in the United States are 2 million. 2 million, if you count every single one. 2 million. Now, are all of those black women? Not even close. Not even close to close. The majority of any number in the United States is going to be white. Now, I don't know the breakdown, but I'm sure white single motherhood is probably more than all of the minority races in the United States combined. Because every stat that we have, police violence, police killing people, white on white crime, white drug use, every stat, white people are more than the entirety of all of the other races combined. There is not an exception. There is no, Latin American or Mexicans or whatever. There is no stat that they dominate in. Nothing. Everything is dominant because you are 70% of the population. And not only that, but the black population has actually dwindled, which makes it kind of crazy for the per capita percentage stuff. But for all other things, it just literally means that you really have to go and find the black people. I've given you maps to show you where black people are located in the United States. They're only located in the South. The people that you see in Chicago or New York or LA, they are not that significant. They're not that significant at all. And in that map that I showed you, the South was dotted with brown to show amounts of population, black population. And the rest of the country, it's white. Even Chicago, it's white. We do not have that big of a population. So now, I have to apologize for making any videos talking about, single mom. You're not. Now, when they're doing stuff like per capita, using the average and the mean of income, when you're factoring in, and they keep doing this is what really angers me. They keep factoring in single moms, single black moms, and single black moms aren't counted just once. Here's the rub. They're not just counted once. They're counted for each child that they have. This is how they do the stats for black people. So if Shaniqua has 12 children, she is counted 12 times at the rate of 0 income 12 times. So literally, she wipes out probably about 40 middle class black families, right? Because some of them don't have a child and they are not counted more than once. They're only counted once. She wipes out about 40 families with her zero income. Remember, 0 plus something, and then you take the average, half the time it's going to come to 0 or close to it. So she just wipes out, and they do what? They count her 12 different times. When they say children are starving, so Shaniqua, when she starves, 12 other children starve. This is how they do data for black people. And it's terrible. Anyway, I wanted to say I apologize, but once I took a look at the numbers, I was pretty much blown away. Black people are conservative and middle class. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want to believe that because you are conservative. You're not this democratic 75% of you, and now it's increased to 80%, I hear. 80% of you are religious, which I don't understand, but you're religious. Christian in particular. And what that means is all of the things that Christian believes that Christians are against, black people are against. And that alone makes you drift into the, I'm trying to see which, drift into the right of the spectrum of ideologies. You're against gays. You're against same-sex marriage. You're against abortion. All of these things that Obama was actually for, and you kept applauding him. Well, the news really thought that black people would not vote for Obama because he was so out-and-out leftist, and the media knows that black people are not leftist, no matter what they say, no matter what idiot they get on TV, no matter what Democratic strategist they get on Fox or CNN to talk about how gung-ho they are about a woman's right to choose. Black people don't believe that. They don't. You don't. And if you said that to your mama, she would probably smack you. Oh, I have a right to choose, and she would smack the hell out of you. That's black culture. And I keep telling you that you have a completely different culture and you don't want to believe. I don't know why. I guess you want to, I guess you want to, you have this need to be accepted by white people. Please, think of the Chinese when you want to think about somebody. The Chinese don't go to white people to ask them about it. A damn thing. Mexicans don't ask white people about a damn thing. Huh? Cubans don't ask white people about a damn thing. They have a culture. You, black people, have a culture. Stop trying to count out of them. Now the numbers are out. I apologize for anything I said about single black moms. Anything. Now, the stats hold true. Single black moms are incapable of producing a perfect child. Especially those who fight with their fathers or baby daddy, whatever you want to call it. And know if you're a widow that you're not categorized as a single mom. You're categorized as a widow. So that reduces, but they count you. That's supposed to reduce any single black moms in any stats. Only divorced and the unmarried, unwedlock mothers are supposed to be counted. Widows and things like that, you're not supposed to be counted. You're supposed to be counted in the married. It just so happens that your husband died, right? The stats for single black fathers holds true across the board for everybody. Or whether you're white, black, blue, green, single black fathers are successful. Now, they too, if you have some problems with mother visitation, they too cannot produce a perfect child. The only people who can produce a perfect child are the children who at least grew up to about 10 years old with a two-parent household. Now, when you get into divorce and all of that sort of stuff, in the teen years, your formative years are over, but in the teen years you can have some animosity, which brings up some sort of problems by itself, but they are formed already. They lived up to the formative, they went through the formative years with a two-parent household. You should be good to go. Now, women, stop trying to make the child hate their father. The child has a completely different relationship with the father than you. The child has nothing to do with your relationship. And please don't tell me, well, he doesn't want it, he doesn't want it, he doesn't want it. More than likely, you have so poisoned him to even come around that he doesn't want to come around. I see that very often. I've seen women attack men and try and use the child as a weapon. That is disgusting. So please don't do that. Please try and do everything for your child. And for your child does not mean that you are buying your children Nike and Air Jordans and Xbox and stuff like that. That is not what I'm talking about. And they have done studies that show that black men in particular spend more quality time and better quality time than any other racial group. That is, better than whites. So for all of you black women say, well, no, my man he's terrible and he blah, 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 blah. That's you. I want you to take a mirror, look in it deep and hard and long and say, am I doing something to poison my child against his father? Am I doing something against the father to poison him from coming around the child? You have a different culture. Please don't look to white people. White people hate white people, so. Thank you for watching.